virtual training workout. Most of it's going to be a lot of stretch strength sort of things. I got some new things I'm going to introduce to you guys that I incorporate with some of my clients for longevity purposes. And as well as being on the work site, we have to be able to move well. So we do these things before we get to work, so we are able to really move well and do our best when we get to a work site. As you can see, we're in Jamaica. It's gorgeous, right in the Caribbean. This is the Caribbean Sea. We're in St. Mary's County in Jamaica. So we wanted to give you a good backdrop as well. All right, haven't been with you guys in a while. If you don't know me, I'm Coach Jeff Strahan, and I'm loving being with you today. All right, let's get started. Go ahead and set that camera down. We got the whole family. We got Chrisanne, Joshua, James. All right, so we're going to start with something simple today. We're just going to start with the standing position, and we're going to do what we call an elephant walk. So I'm going to come a little bit closer because it's important that you do this right. So you're going to bend your knees at first. You want your feet together. You're going to bend your knees at first. It's going to open up your posterior chain. You're going to go as far as you can. Now, if you need to use a yoga block or you need to use a chair or something, you can use a chair. But you must lock your knee each time. So you're going to come here and you're going to lock your right knee. Then you're going to bend your right knee. And then lock your left knee and then bend your left knee. And we're going to do that 20 times. All right? You'll be able to go down further and further each time. So lock right, bend, lock left. That's one, guys. Say it. Lock right, bend, lock left.
2,
Lock right, bend, lock left.
3,
Lock right, bend, lock left.
4,
Lock right, bend, lock left.
5,
Lock right, bend, lock left.
6,
Lock right, bend, lock left.
7,
Lock right, bend, lock left.
8,
Lock right, bend, lock left.
9,
Lock right, bend, lock left.
10,
Lock right, bend, lock left. 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 15 more. Lock right, bend, lock left. Lock right, bend, lock left. Lock right, bend, lock left. Give me one more. Lock right, bend, lock left. Lost my counters there.
Yes.
Okay, anyways, so now what I want you to do is I now want you to lock your knees. This is what we call a Jefferson curl. You're going to lock your knees, and we're going to bounce from this position. But at this point, we have opened up that posterior chain. My knees are locked. You'll notice I get a little bit of a hyperextension here, and now I'm going to pulse down. And we're going to do this for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, for some of you guys, it might be hard to get back up, so bend your knees real quick and then stand up. Good. You should have felt that all the way down that posterior chain. Now, we can grab a chair. We're going to do what we call a KOT split squat. I suggest having a chair for balance. So you're going to grab a chair. And we're going to do these standing things before we get down. So, the chair's for balance. And all I want you to do is you're going to push your knee as far forward through the toe as you can. So you're just going to get into these down, deep positions. The reason why I like this so much is because we're stretching the ankle, the knee, and the hip flexor. So you're addressing your ankle, knee, and hip flexor. And this will actually help you push off a little bit. We're going to get 10 on each leg. You got it? Got it. And go. Down, pause, back up 1. Get the knee over the toe, back up 2. Down, pause, back up 3. Down, pause, back up 4. Now if it hurts to go too deep, just go where you're at pain-free. Down, pause, back up 5. Down, pause, back up 6. Down, pause, back up 7. Down, pause, back up 8. Down, pause, back up 9. Down, I want you to pause it for 5. Forward, lean back, get that hip flexor. 3, 2, and 1. Feel that, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Good. All right, so we're going to switch sides. We're just using this to keep yourself in balance because you don't want to be everywhere when you're doing this. You want this stretch to be highly productive. And you'll notice one side's tighter than the other, so this feels a little bit tighter on my left side. back up 1, pause, back up 2. Feels good though as it opens up. Pause, back up 3, pause, back up 4, pause, back up 5, pause, back up 6, pause, back up 7, pause, back up 8, pause, back up 9, pause, back up 10. Beautiful. All right, now we're gonna address the inside medial hamstring and groin. And we're gonna do this with the pancake stretch. You've done this one before. So we're gonna get all these standing stretches. These are high-level stretches in first, and then we'll get down to the ground. So you're gonna try, and you can use a chair here too. If you need help, use a chair. Get yourself in the widest side splits you can. We're gonna get in the widest side splits you can. And then all we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our head, try to get it through our legs, and then back up. We're gonna do 20 of these. Ready? And down, pause, back up 1. Down, pause, back up 2. Down, pause, back up 3. Down, pause, back up 4. Down, pause, back up 5. Down, pause, back up 6. Down, pause, back up 7. Down, pause, back up 8. Down, pause, back up 9. Down, pause, halfway there. Down, pause. Now if you can go wider as it opens up. Down, pause. That's 12. Down, pause. 13. Down, pause. 14. Down, pause. 15. Down, pause. 16. Down, pause. 17. Down, pause. 18. Down, pause. 19. Down, pause. And 20. Carefully get yourself back up. Beautiful. All right. Now, one of the things we don't do a lot, and I'm finding with clients, is we do not move our shoulders enough. All right. So you will lose the overhead mobility if you do not move the shoulder joint. It's a ball and socket joint, so it's meant to move circular. All right. So we're going to do some dynamic stretches through the shoulders, getting our shoulders moving properly. And this will avoid women when they get to about 40, they get something very common, they get that frozen shoulder. Now, if you don't lift your arms overhead, think about how many times a day are you going overhead or you're hanging. You're not. You will lose the range of motion. I'm going to be 51, and so we want to address all these things. So we're going to address our shoulders. So we're going to start with just one arm. We're going to swing our arm. We're going to swing an arm forward. We're just going to go for 10 seconds. One arm. Now, some of you guys might feel pain just by swinging because you have not swung this arm in a long time. This is a nice dynamic ballistic stretch for your shoulder joint. Now we're going to go back. We're going to get these shoulders moving. Good. Now we're going to do left. These are simple exercises. We just don't do them. Get that shoulder moving. That's it. Remember, the body's meant to move, but if you don't move it, it's not going to move. And then move it back. These are what we call some longevity. These are, I would say, stretch and strength. The reason why is because the high-level part of the stretching allows that tendon and the connective tissue to strength. So now we're going to go across. So you're going to give yourself big hugs. So you're going to swing them out as far as you can and move them. We'll go 10 seconds. 9. You don't need a lot, but it should be daily. 5, 4, feel it. 3, 2. You're gonna feel like $1 million after this. And 1. Now we're gonna come up like you're running, but really high. Bring it up. You want it to be pretty ballistic. That's it. And you're swinging. I'm going as far back as I can. I get tight through my lats as well. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Now it's easier to circle one arm. What's happened? Now we're gonna do both arms. The reason why we wanna do both arms, it is more aggressive. You're gonna get better stretch. All right, ready? Go. So both arms coming around. And then both arms coming back. Excellent. Okay. Now we're going to get down and we're going to do some scapula circles. So we got these little pads. We'll get Chris Ann in here. So we're going to get down into a tabletop position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock my elbows out and I'm going to be circling my shoulders. We're going to go forward and backward. We're just going to go for time. Nice big circles. Now, one direction is going to feel kind of normal and then the other direction is going to feel weird. So I want you to circle. Lock your elbow so your elbows aren't doing the work. We want it to come to what we call the shoulder blade, the scapula. Ready? Circle. Go. And try to get as good circles as you can. Circle them. Give that 10 more seconds. Good. Now circle the other way. When I first started this exercise, it felt awkward. Now it's loosening up. We want these shoulders to be able to move.
I can hear
Nice.
grinding.
Yep, you'll hear some grinding. We want to get all that cleared out, get that connective tissue moving. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some thoracic rotation. The other thing is we need to rotate our spine. Our spine is meant to move in all directions. We want to rotate it. So we're going to pin down our left hand, take our right behind the head, and we're going to rotate out as far as we can while keeping the hand down. That'll give us good thoracic rotation. And we're going to work this for 20 seconds. Go. 20. 19. You might feel some snap, crackle, pops. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I felt that all the way down to my lower back. Now switch sides and go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. Now we're going to really address our hips and our hamstrings. This looks like the world's greatest stretch. We're just going to take it up a notch. So, you're going to be in a kneeling position. You're going to take your right leg up. Now when you're doing this, try not to. So, we're going to push this down. So I'm going to come down, trying to get my groin as close to the ground as I can. You're going to feel your hip flexor. Do not lean forward because you'll take out the stretch. You want to almost lean back. We're going to put this into motion. All right? So we're going to go hip, and then we're going to come forward, lock out the knee, bend forward into hamstring. We're going to work these two systems. So we go hip, hamstring, hip, hamstring. So when you're doing the hip upright, hamstring, you're leaning forward to your toes. Now don't be surprised if you can't bend that way. This is the first time you're doing it, it's probably going to feel tight. One of my favorite new stretches. I do this every day. Before I start my strength training, I open up my hips, get my hamstrings ready. We're going to go 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now hold this one position. Feel that right behind my knee. Excellent. Now, stay forward here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do that rotation. But typically, world's greatest stretch, you're rotating out to the forward leg. We're going to go the opposite way. It's tighter the opposite way. So we're going to get some rotation here again for the spine. This is going to hit the lumbar and thoracic of the spine. You're going to rotate. Oh. As you can see, I can't go as far We're going to get this for 10 seconds. Just really try to push the rotation. Don't go into pain though. Excellent. All right, coming back, and we're going to switch. Now this is whole body, you guys. We're working just actively stretching, strengthening our whole body. All right, same thing. So now we go hip. Oh yeah, feel that hip flexor, and then hamstring. Hip, and then hamstring.
I don't think I can keep up with you.
Hip. It's okay.
This is my
Go at your own
first time.
pace.
I haven't done this.
And then hamstring. You feel it?
Yeah.
What I love about this whole stretch routine is very holistic, whole body. If you notice, we're putting things into movement. We just do some small holds or pulses, so it's not static stretching. This is like dynamic, active stretching. This is what takes your mobility, and mobility is defined as flexibility plus strength, having strength in the greater range of motion. That's what mobility is. Take your mobility to the next level. Because not only do you want to be flexible, not only do you want to be strong, but you want to have both components. If you don't have both components, if you're just a stretcher or you're just a strengther, you got to do both. There is no substitution. I know a lot of, power lifters, what have you, they don't do mobility, and they're strong as all get out, but they're tight as all get out. And when that happens, something is likely to break. Okay, now we're going to get that rotation. And remember, we're rotating outwards and not inwards. You'll notice the rotation outwards. So I felt a pop right there. It's like a good pop though, good adjustment. See, you can fire your chiropractor. Just joking, chiropractors. I love you guys. But I try to just do these mobility, kind of make your own adjustments. Let your body move the way it needs to move. Let your body do it. Feels so much better. Now, we just woke up about an hour ago, so these are great because woke up feeling tight. Now I'm feeling loose as all get out. Okay, so now we are going to do the opposite arm and leg. So now we just come forward and we'll hit some of that opposite arm and leg. And this will just really just get everything contracted. Love the opposite arm and leg. And it gets that posterior chain really talking from the arm down to the toe. So when you're doing it, be purposeful. Like you want to elongate yourself. So I want to get my hand all the way to the other side of the room, and then that toe, even your big toe, to the other side. You'll just get so much more out of your exercises when you really do them purposefully to the next degree. When you do it that way, you don't even have to do as many. Good, just a couple more. Excellent. Awesome. All right. So now we're just going to go to our backs because I know if I don't hit the bent leg wiper, everybody's going to get all upset. So we're going to get in tight. We're going to go to our backs. And now we're just going to get some bent leg wipers. Some high kicking. Good. So now we're just come out here. We addressed a lot of stuff. Now, what we're going to emphasize is really the lower lumbar portion of our spine and our hip. And we're just going to go side to side. We're just going to work this for a few seconds. This will hit some areas that we didn't hit earlier. 5 more seconds. Good. Good. Okay. Now we're going to hit some bridges. We're going to bridge up. This is a great combo with bridges. Activate your glutes. And just work this. We're going to go down and up. Give it 20 seconds. Get it up as high as you can. That's it. 5 more. Good. Now we're going to high kick. Now this is dynamic. So I want you to really shoot it up. So you shoot it up, lower, slow. Shoot it up, lower, slow. Shoot it up, lower, slow. So this working that rectus femoris, hip flexor. abdomen, core, psoas. So this is hitting quad as well as your hip flexors by having the knee straight. And now we're going to bring this right leg up. And we're just going to get some lateral leg swing. Just deeper, address the inside thigh. Going. What I like to do is I like to push my leg a little bit deeper. And I'll push my leg a little bit deeper to really get a good stretch. Good. Switch. Oh, yeah. I was really tight in the back this morning, and now it's all loosening up. It's feeling great. So again, be purposeful. And by squeezing here, it relaxes these muscles. They don't have a choice. When one side contracts, it shortens, the other side has to lengthen. See, it makes sense. Think about it. Get a couple more. One more. Excellent. Okay. So now we're just going to do some strengthening, just these full body strengthening exercises. We want to make sure that we address kind of like all of your holistic movement patterns. We want to address the squat. We want to address a lunge, which we kind of did with the split squat. We want to address a push and a pull. It's that simple. And really we're just getting ourselves healthy so that we can move. As we live longer, we can move well as well, right? So what's the sense of movement if you're just going to living longer if you're just going to be sitting on the couch, right? All right, so we're going to start with our squat. So we're going to come in, we're going to go both feet, and we're going to squat. Tell you what, so we're going to be highly efficient. We're going to add the lunge to the squat so we can just work these moves. And we're just going to do this simple 3-set whole body strengthening exercises. Not only do they strengthen, but it also opens up your joints and get the connective tissue moving. So when you're doing these exercises, because we're not using weights, we want to go much range of motion as possible. So your goal is not only doing the exercise, but trying to get into the deeper ranges of motion. Now, when you're weighted, that can become a problem. So we limit range of motion as the weight increases most of the time, but we want to try to stay in full range of motion as possible. Okay, so we're going to start with the squat. I'm going to get here. Usually you want your heels right underneath your hip and your toes pointed out 30 degrees. Usually that's people's stance. But as you get down into this deep, you feel like you can't get deep enough or something feels tight, right? Then typically if you move your feet out a little bit wider, you'll find your spot. Now you can get too wide, and then because you're tight here, then now you're not going to go as far. So there is a magical spot, and it's different between me and her. Everyone's different. You got to find your spot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to squat, come up, lunge right, together, lunge left, together. Ideally, if you can go below 90, and if your knee can tap the ground, that's the range of motion. But you do you, go where you don't feel the bad pain. You ready? Okay. And squat, back up, lunge right, lunge left. 1. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 2. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 3. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 4. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 5. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 6. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 7. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 8. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 9. Squat, lunge right, lunge left for 10. Beautiful. Now, there's a hard surface. If you notice, I was touching the ground. I did that for my own accountability because I didn't want to hit my knee on the ground. Beautiful. Now, we're going to take it into a pool. So we're going to grab a towel.
Okay, sure.
And what's great is that this is a good partner exercise. If you don't have it, you guys can use a band, but we don't have any of that. So we're going to do what we call manual resistance. So she's going to stand here, just in the camera. And what's great about the manual resistance, no, I want her to be able to get good work too. So on the manual resistance, both partners are actually getting work in different variations. I'm going to grab the towels on both ends and get a neutral grip. She's going to grab the towel so you can see her overhand, and she's going to pull into her belly. All right, so she's still pulling, and I'm still getting pulled different. She's pronated. She's got, almost full range of motion. I'm going to be pulling back all the way, and then we're going to rotate. So we're going to get 10 of these. So she's going to resist me, and I'm going to pull, and then she's going to come back out.
Am I moving my feet?
Yep, I'm going to pull, and then she's going to come back out. Pull, and then come back out. Pull, and then come back out. And pull, back out. 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 3 more. Pull, back out. Pull, back out. And pull. Good. Now we'll just switch. What's great is we're still pulling. So we're starting a little fatigue.
My pull is this
She
way.
starts with her arms straight. I start with my arms bent. And then what's great is that as she pulls, I'm just going to extend my arms. I don't really need to move too much. And I'm pull her out. So pull. That's 1. Pull. 2. Pull. 3. Pull. 4. Pull. 5. Pull. 6. Pull. 7. I'm feeling a burn. Pull. 8. Pull. 9. Pull for 10. You feel the pull? All right. So now we're going to do what I call a planche push-up. Now the planche push-up, your head's further. Your arms are really back. If the planche push-up, this is higher level, too hard for you, you can do the cobra push-up. So the cobra push-up puts you in a similar situation, similar angle, but you're not taking on your body weight. So Chrisanne will show you the cobra push-up. And I'll be doing the planche push-up. Now we're only going to do 5 of these. I'll show you the planche push-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into regular push-up position. And then I'm moving my body over my hands. So when I do the push-up, my chin will touch, and then I'll drive straight up. So instead of my chest touching, I'm going to touch my chin, and then drive straight up. Touch my chin, and drive straight up. Now when I'm doing this, only my chin touches. My chest doesn't touch, the rest of the body doesn't touch. I really love this for the shoulders. It's going to really hit your arms. It'll work all of that upper body. And it also gives me that stretch strength scenario that I want. All right? You got yours? Okay. So we're going to get into this. I'll just face you guys. And let's just get 10. Here we go. And down, up 1, down, up 2, down, up 3, down, up 4, down, up 5, down, up 6, down, up 7, down, up 8, down, up 9, down, up 10. All right. So that's the circuit. We got a squat, we got lunge, we got a pull, we got a push. That's all we need, baby. We've already addressed rotation. We already addressed a lot of the mobility. You ready? All right, starting from the top. And squat, lunge right, lunge left. 1. Squat, lunge right, lunge left. 2. Squat, lunge right, lunge left, squat. I'm able to go deeper now.
Ooh, it must fell.
7. She's quietly counting here.
I'm not a counter by nature.
8. One more. Now, I see people do this fast. I think you're gonna get more out of it slow. Slow, controlled, good range of motion. All right. Not everybody's 20. Okay, here we go. So, Shanice, you want to try to distance yourself, pull it all the way. You're good. Pull it. So she's moving too much. You should just be able to have your arms in. That's all that moves. So put your right leg forward. Good. Pull in. So now I'm extending. See how that works? And then I'm going to pull. And pull. 1. Pull. 2. Pull. 3. Pull. 4. Notice I push my chest up. Pull. 6. Pull. 7. Pull. 8. Pull. 9. Pull. 10. Much better. Jamaica, man. Ready? So you're pulled in and I'm in. You're fully extended.
Right.
You gotta move this way. Go. Pull. 1. Pull. 2. Pull. 3. Pull. 4. Pull. 5. Pull. 6. Pull. 7. Pull. 8. Pull. 9. Pull. 10. Now, when we do the push-up, you're more than welcome to do any form of push-up. It is good to vary the angles of your push-up, all right? I see people, they get up here and they're really good. The whole thing about it is you got to work your weak links. So finding different variations of push-ups are good because you can get super strong in one range of motion. And usually it's the short range of motion. But what happens because of that is those deeper range of motions become vulnerable. And it's just the opposite of what people think. Because you don't train the deeper range of motions, that's what causes the injury. You have to train them, but you have to scale it, but you have to train the weak links. You have to train the deeper range of motion. Otherwise, think about it, it's never going to get stronger. So you get real strong here, but real strong. I got a lot of guys can't go overhead. So they press real heavy here, but they can't get their arms straight. So you want to be able to lift something up here. You got it? All right, down back into the push-up. I'm going to stick with the planche. Any variation will do. And touch your chin. Up 1. Touch your chin. Up 2. Chin. 3. Chin. 4. Chin. 5. Chin. 6. Chin. 7. Chin. 8. Chin. 9. Chin. Or 10. Guess what? Let me hear you say it. Last set, best set. Here we go. Squat and lunge. And squat. Lunge right. Lunge left. Squat. Lunge right. Lunge left. Squat. Lunge right. Lunge left. Squat. Lunge right, lunge left,
4.
squat, lunge right, lunge left,
5.
squat, halfway, lunge right, lunge left,
6.
squat, lunge right, lunge left,
7.
squat, lunge right, lunge left,
8.
squat,
9.
squat, lunge right, You did it. Finish off with our pulls. So I'm out, you're in. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. What's also good about the towel is you're working your grip. You're working your grip. It's harder to grip the towel than it is the handles of a band. All right. Good news. Got our last push-up, and then you get to stretch. All right. I'm gonna get my stretch here. All right, just 10. We're gonna get that planche push-up. Now, for you guys who are doing the Cobra Kai, it is a little bit easier, so just go to failure on this last set. Do as many as you can. Got that, Chris? She's gonna try to get as many as she can. You'll know because she'll start screaming. She's a workout screamer. I can hear her. Yep, I hear her all the time. So I know when she pushes herself, because if I don't hear any grunts at all, that means she ain't straining enough. All right, here we go. Push up position. I'm in your jaw. Chin to the ground if you can. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's wait for it. I'm gonna wait for it. You'll know. You'll know if you keep her pushing.
I'm gonna get to 20.
Keep pushing.
20.
Ah, that was too easy for her. All right, everybody's favorite. Chow pose! It's a long time. If I don't say it, people get mad. All right, you guys, you get the child pose now. So we did a lot of good stretching at the end. So we're just gonna do 3 fundamental stretches at the end. And we're just gonna hold for 50 seconds to 1 minute, okay? All we need is 3. We'll start with the child pose. As you're doing it, push and be productive with it. Get your butt down to your heels. Push your chest down to the ground. Already got it. Good. Now we're holding these stretches longer. I'm a firm believer of like 50 seconds, 1 minute. So now we're going to get into the hurdler stretch. If you can't do the hurdler, you can always do the bretzel. This is the bretzel. The reason why I started my clients on the hurdler is because it's the psoas. So when I pin this leg behind, it fixes it in place. And now we can really address, if you squeeze this glute, really address these hip flexors. Then we'll come back and we're going to hold this. Now most people, so she could go a lot further back. This is what's important though. You can get a lot of bow in the lower lumbar. So if you notice that, squeeze your butt cheek, and that's going to push your hips forward. And then you really will feel that hip flexor. You'll feel it all the way from top and down. Now your quadricep rectus femoris, it crosses 2 joints. It's not only a knee extensor, but it's also a hip flexor. So this is really being able to hit that rectus femoris as it comes straight down, crosses over the hip, and down into the knee, into your tibia. And I put this on a timer, so I'll let you know. What's up?
Can't see
Still
it.
recording.
Is it live right now?
Right. There's only comments when it's live. So I thought I was going to put a comment.
A minute's longer than you think, you guys. Because I feel like it's not until about 20 or 30 seconds when it really starts opening up. But it's uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. It's still uncomfortable. Alright, that's a minute. So in case you're wondering, that was a minute. I didn't add anything. I use my watch. I would suggest using timers because honestly, I have to use one because I always will come out of my stretches too soon. So my watch is great. Put it on a timer. Now this side's a lot tighter. So now notice when this side's tighter. And so just to let you know, what's going on with my body is that I can already tell my hip is trying to push back and I'm bowing. So right away, I notice that and I'm gonna squeeze this butt. Woo! That takes it to a whole nother level. So when I squeeze this butt cheek, man, that stretch is on fire. So you have to notice, like a lot of times, if the stretch eases up, very like in a quick manner, very quickly, usually it's because your arthrokinematics, meaning that some sort of joint basically went to the path of least resistance. And so it really wasn't that you lengthened the muscle, it's that you compensated by moving something in your joints to take out that stretch. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. So you have to kind of embrace it and sit into it. Okay. Now that's good. All right. Now I add the butterfly because specifically for me, my hips are super tight, especially inner thigh. So then this will be our last stretch, the butterfly stretch. But this is what I suggest. Not everybody, like I know clients where you're sitting like this all day long and this might not be one for you. They can put their knees already down to the ground. They actually are hypermobile in this position. So what I encourage you to do is find a stretch that you hate, because that's typically the one you need to do, and then lock in for a minute. I got the timer on now. So find your stretch, and usually it's the one that you don't want to do, and stretch that for a minute. It used to be my hamstrings, but my hamstrings, since doing the elephant walk and Jefferson curl, oh my goodness, it's opened up so much. Made the world of difference. So I like to do this one, a little tip for me. I like to do it on the wall. I feel more of a stretch because it prevents my back from moving. It kind of locks that structure in place. And then I get a better stretch because I do feel like I manipulate this stretch a little bit, bending at the back. So I really try to pin my back, and then I can walk my feet in towards my groin. And then because I'm on the wall, I don't have to think about holding. I work on pushing my knees down into the ground. That's great, you guys. For those of you who know me, I love Jesus, and I'm just gonna pray over you real quick. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time we got online in this beautiful Jamaica environment. Oh Lord, thank you for exercise. Thank you for the human body, which is great. I pray a blessing on those who are with us today, and that you will strengthen their bones, their ligaments, their tendons, and their muscles, and help them do amazing things for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, great work, you guys. Hey, do something, all right?